So I tell you what, with this narcissistic family stuff, I've been listening to this other guy on YouTube, Ollie Matthews. He's making me realize tons of things. And when you have somebody that's narcissistic in your family, sometimes it takes many years to see the truth. After many changes that have happened, the truth starts coming out. But that Ollie guy was mentioning things about animals like dogs and how the family, the narcissistic parent will use the dog for another reason. He was saying how they don't really love the dog. I mean, maybe they do, maybe they don't, but I could back up Ollie because I got a brother right now, and he had a dog when he was at his old house, and it got pregnant from the neighbor dog, and it had 5 pups, and we've had family problems for quite a lot of years, many years. My mom and dad divorced close to 20 years ago, and I'm like 42 now, but uh, ever since then, our family never talked again. My mom and dad haven't ever seen each other. There was so many deep issues involved. It's funny though, you start to see things to this day. So my brother still lives with my dad, and bringing up this dog issue, he had said that he had 5 puppies, and he wanted the puppies to stay in the family because he already had 3 dogs, or 2 dogs, and now he has 5 pups. And my dad, that he lives with, wouldn't allow him to keep them all, so he wanted them to stay in the family, but that didn't happen. He actually gave one or two to somebody who we didn't even know, and now they went and got rid of the dog. But so he keeps these dogs in the family. He gives me a dog, and I had it for a year, and I loved the dog. I paid attention to the dog. It was a lab. Now this dog was hyper, very very hyper, because it was a male. And it's funny, my brother has 3 female dogs, but all the rest of them were basically males, I think, except 1 or 2, which didn't stay in the family. My mom has a male dog. I haven't had a male dog. So anyway, I had this dog, and it was very hyper. I had to keep it busy constantly. It was a lot of work, but I loved the dog and played with it and had fun with it and just did everything with it. And I also have another shepherd dog. He's 10 years old. Won't leave the yard. Totally trained, everything. He's perfect. But this dog come in, he was a challenge to me. And but I did everything I could. Blocked off the yard. Don't let him dig. I sat by the window constantly and kept an eye on him because he was chewing the wood fence and taking the whole piece in his mouth. And they're just playful, fun, hyper dogs, labs. And so anyway, he wants them to stay in the family, so we get them. My mom's having a tough time with hers too. They're hyper, you know. So I was just getting to the point where the dog, it was a year old, and I had him trained pretty well. You know, you could let him out off the leash at night when no one's around, but not during the day. I think the labs just have it in them a little hyper, at least the males. But so anyway, one day I was trying to put frosting in my hair, and I said, "Oh man, I'm gonna have to put the dog out in the backyard because he just kept kind of bumping up against me and trying to play with my feet, and very heavy. He was like 100 pounds at a year old. So I put him out in the backyard, and took me about 40 minutes. And I went to go let him in, and he wasn't there. And my other dog never barked, never gave me a warning. He usually does. We've had an issue with skunks around, and the dog that I had that isn't here anymore had got out once and got sprayed by a skunk. Actually, I think twice. But this was separated by, 3, 4 months apart. Certain times of the year you get animals where I live. We live by the railroad tracks, and they hang out there. How was I supposed to know that I'd have an issue with the dog seeing skunks? And so anyway, I got done coloring my hair and I went out, and the dog's not there, and I'm looking everywhere for him, out front, everything. And here I find him on the side of the garage. He was ran over, and had to take him into the emergency vet, and they want $1,600 to start to help him because his lungs were collapsed. 2 front paws broke. His jaw looked broke. Mark over his face. It was sad. It was real sad. I've never seen anything that in my life. I think back, if I didn't have that memory, and maybe he just wouldn't have come home. That memory, I just wish I hadn't seen it. But so my boyfriend took the dog in, and they told us the news: 1,600 minimum to start, and they knew it would be more than that. We didn't even have the money to start, and so anyway, it comes to where my brother, who gave us the puppy, now blames me that I killed the dog. He wants the dog back. I mean, it's crazy. And when I watched Ollie Matthews' videos, I started to catch on that it's all just to get to you. They're mad at you. And giving that dog to us and wanting those dogs to stay in the family was all a form of power and control. I get it now. I get it. Because our family doesn't talk or anything, and I had always wondered, like, why are they being so nice to give these puppies to us when none of us get along? And I think it was my dad's way of allowing my brother to give the puppies to, in some strange way, control my brother, control me, my mom, feed his narcissistic supply. It's funny how you find things out many years later, and you're thinking to yourself, why could I not ever see this? Why did I even accept the dog? I should have known. But, oh well, that's how the story goes. I'm sure I'll have more. I'll maybe do an update on this, but go check out Ollie Matthews' YouTube videos. They're really awesome. I'm thankful I found him on YouTube. Have a nice day.